Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video, and I suppose I could say welcome back to myself since I've been gone for a little while. Haven't really posted anything, but just want to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope everybody's had a good holiday. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Toy Story 2 Talking Techno Gear Buzz Lightyear action figure by Mattel. Now, the reason why I purchased this was because I've always been captivated by the concept designs for what would eventually become the utility belt Buzz from Toy Story 2. But something about this design is just really captivating. Maybe it's just the sleeker, new look. But anyways, I got this guy at a place called Frankenson, which is down in Los Angeles. And it's a giant warehouse full of collectibles, and it's really awesome. Got this guy for $50. That's right, brand new in package, $50.
$50 ain't bad.
We're going to be looking at this figure, looking at the box, looking at the figure itself, and all of its accessories. So I'm looking forward to this review, and I hope you are as well. So let's get started. Since this figure is from 1999, we have a lot of wear on the box, but here is the Toy Story 2 logo. Lots of stars and spaceships. That looks to be an original price tag, $16.99 for this figure. Could be wrong, but it's pretty awesome to see that on here. Of course, you have a close-up of the figure, the utility belt grappling hook, and you've got some text here, and the Try Me feature. At this point, the batteries have long since died. Not corroded, by the way. We've also got the Toy Story 2 logo down here. It's a little bent, but I can't complain. It's still a really nice box. At any point, you're welcome to pause the video just to read some of the small text. Alright, now we're going to take a look at the back of the box. So, once again, if you would like to pause the video at any point just to read the text, you're more than welcome to. I gotta say, this is a very nicely designed box. Now, one interesting thing I found on the back are the Collect Them All figures. So, upon looking at them closer, they look more like prototypes, just like the back of the box Techno Gear Buzz. The strummin' singing Woody looks exactly like the original Thinkway Woody, with just a guitar. And Flight Control Buzz appears to be the 95 Buzz, which I thought was really interesting. With careful precision, I finally managed to get the Techno Gear Buzz out of the package. But before we get to the figure, let's take a look at these little papers that came with the toy. So, since this is a brand new figure, there's a lot of really interesting stuff. For starters, we have this little paper that talks about the Toy Story 2 video game, which I'll be reviewing soon. It's for PlayStation and N64. You can pause here if you want to look at this little information. It's expired, so you're not really going to get much out of it, but it's really cool to see such a vintage design for all these things, and all this information that's been preserved for almost 30 years. But now we'll take a look at the instruction manual, which again has a picture of the prototype figure, which is pretty cool. And you can pause to read any of the descriptions. It's basically just general information, how to replace the batteries, what not to do, all of the features, and all of the good stuff. So, yeah, I quickly glanced it over, but this is for your viewing pleasure, so have at it, my friends. Yes, a lot of general information. A lot of limited warranties too, so if this Buzz Lightyear is broken, you're bound to get a new one. At least if you were alive back then. Now that that's out of the way, we can take a closer look at the action figure itself. Design-wise, it's phenomenal. Definitely one of my top favorite Buzz Lightyear designs of all time. Now, the first feature is his helmet, which is loose, but it goes up and down like every other Buzz Lightyear figure at the time. It also has the left and right swivel, not a 360 head movement, but it turns pretty decently. The arms don't go 360 because of the wings and also because of the wiring and limited range of motion. The elbows move well, the wrist swivels, and we have one finger that is separate from the rest, which is pretty cool when you want him to point at you for some reason. The waist moves, not 360 because of the electronics and possibly the utility belt, but it moves pretty decently. The leg moves forward, to the side, and back. And since this is an out-of-package figure, the knee joint is pretty tight, but it's still pretty nice. The ankle also has a little bit of a swivel. Not terribly common with Buzz Lightyear's, but pretty close. The next feature we'll take a look at are the wings. Now, they don't pop out super wide, but they are longer than the typical Buzz Lightyear's of the time. Here's another shot of that. And now we're going to take a look at his voice lines and sound effects.
I'm awake from hypersleep and ready for action. Prepare for battle, Space Ranger. It's Emperor Zurg. That's a Zergatronic Ion Blaster. Take cover.
Now onto the laser. Now the moment you've been waiting for, the grappling hook feature on his utility belt. Yes, I did accidentally take his belt off in the front. In the original concept of Toy Story 2, it seems like utility belt Buzz gave our Buzz, or Andy's Buzz, the utility belt. That's why it comes off so easily. So you could probably put it on a different Buzz and then recreate that scene. But of course, Toy Story 2 changed over time and, you know, all the rest. So yeah, the grappling hook comes out and it has a really long string to it. And it's pretty neat. Holding it in his hand is a little bit tough because you want to make sure that it looks like he's actually about to use it as a grappling hook. But, you know, that's probably just me and my careful handling of these plastic pieces. But yeah, just extend it, and then you can use this little notch to reel it back in like a fishing line. And yeah, you can just snap it back into place and then you're done. So yeah, really cool feature, really excited about this. Again, you could put it on a different Buzz Lightyear and, you know, kind of recreate that concept scene from Toy Story 2. But yeah, ultimately, this is a fantastic figure. I would highly recommend it if you can find it with the belt, or without the belt, that's fine too. But anyways, let me know what you think of this figure. If you like the video, leave a like, leave a comment, sharing your thoughts. And I hope you all have a great day or night. Stay safe, be well, and I'll catch you in the next video. All right, peace.